Hello. A few tips on doing Joe Dispenza's meditations, following his work, reading the books, the podcasts, all that stuff. Getting into the work, just a few things that I would present to you as someone who has done the work for a very long time. And what is really doing the work? It's not so much about consuming the information. Consuming the information is important, but if you're doing the work, it's more about really becoming aware of your unconscious thoughts, behaviors, feelings, etc. Meditation is the pillar of the work. That's it. Meditation. Now, of course, meditations will evolve to your daily life and to being aware, of course, doing like walking meditations and stuff, but actually just in your life, paying attention to how you think and how you feel. This is part of the process, which will naturally come through the meditations, but then also with carrying some intention into actually applying it with actually just your daily life. It can be a separate thing. But really, from my own experience, just a few basic tips. I would just say, keep it fresh. It's really important to keep it fresh because sometimes I will do the same meditations, and let's say I do like a blessing of the energy centers, right? Amazing meditation, just perfect, right? Anyone that's done it knows, and it can be very challenging. All of these meditations be very challenging to sit for an hour. But whenever you do it, or whenever I do it, it's either the feeling after, and of course sometimes it's the feeling during. But no matter, for either of those two, afterwards, I'm like, I feel so good. I feel so aligned. I feel so much clarity that oftentimes I'll want to recreate that experience. So what do? Next meditation, I'm going to do the same thing. But there's this expectation that comes when you're doing the same meditations. There's this expectation of, I know which part's coming up. I know, he's going to say this. I know I'm going to do that. And that has caused me some trouble because it's been taking me out. So may seem common sense, but my advice is to keep it fresh. It's like, even if you like that one a lot, unless you're just feeling like that I got to do this one. Lately I've just been switching it up, right? Blessing the energy centers, boom, switch it up. Synchronizing your energy to love, okay, boom, switch it up. And also, one that I would recommend is going at your own. That's because sometimes there's so much of like taking orders with the guided meditations that although there's so much value in the meditations, and you could just straight up do them all the time, and for some people that might be perfect. For myself, sometimes I'll feel like I don't need any input. Like I know what I need to do, and sometimes I know best, right? Sometimes like I know exactly what I need, and I'm going in with the tools that I've learned, with the skills and the breath and the methods, sensing space or working on emotions or mental rehearsal, whatever it may be. I know what I need to dig into, right? So I would just say those two things are super important. Keep it fresh, change up the meditations often, and just don't be afraid to just go, YouTube, like 528 hertz. I like that a lot. 528 hertz, 432 hertz, combination of them. 528, 174, I think is a good combination. 639 for the heart. I know it just sounds like I'm speaking nonsense right now, but just some meditation music, and just go off on your own and apply everything that you've done and really push the boundaries. Because sometimes when you're doing this deep work and you're clearing out a lot, right? You're clearing out ancestral trauma. You're clearing out stuff that you haven't thought of in forever. I'm remembering stuff from childhood, being cleared, and it's like, it's unbelievable. I'm like, I had no idea that was still in me, or that it was still controlling me or some way, or that it left an imprint on me. But that connection to yourself and that intuition, I think is really valuable to apply as well as doing, the work, because a really good thing about the guided meditations is it just forces you to do it. It's like I hit play on that, right? And let's say it starts with the breath, and it's like, fuck. It's like I don't always feel like doing that, right? But I show up and I do it every time. But sometimes it's like I want to go further, or sometimes I want to go deeper on a certain feeling or a certain vibe or a certain, right? Sometimes I'm just like, I just need to dig into my gut for an hour plus. There's no time there, but it's just like I need more. I need to push it further in this. And of course, Dr. Joe would want that, but of course, I mean, it doesn't really matter what he would want, right? This is about you and your own journey. But I think that those are some really useful, very simple things. And for anyone that's doing the work, reach out, because I don't know. I've never had any interaction with the community, and I've never been to an event, but I'm very deep into the work, and it'd be really nice to hear from people that are really taking this seriously, because I think we're really on the leading edge of evolution of human souls. And I don't say that lightly or with any sense of arrogance or pride. It's just anyone that's been doing this knows that this is some deep shit. Like, to really sit with yourself, deep energy work, breath work, in any tradition. It doesn't have to be, Dr. Joe Dispenza. It doesn't have to be that brand. But I really think that his is the most clear cut in terms of, like he talks about, getting away from jargon, from spiritual buzzwords as much, and just being really clear on the method, right, which is scientifically based. And believe me, I'm super woo-woo. Like, I don't need science. Like, I've been doing this stuff before science, before. I don't need that validation. But it's so important because, one, it's extremely practical in the way that he explains things, and in the practice, in the work, it's very practical. It's not hyperbolic. It's not metaphorical, one. And then two, it's so applicable. It's so, it's so accessible to people, and it's so much more accessible to people because it's scientifically based. It's not dividing people because of religion or spirituality or culture or whatever, as he talks about. So keep it fresh and go your own, and just between those two. And then sometimes, I've also, quick little bonus tip, sometimes I'll just be so focused on doing the inner work in my meditations that I just forget that in my daily life to really be conscious, right? It's like, I'll just be on autopilot until, I'm gonna do my meditation tonight, right? It's like, no, it's not enough. It's like when you're walking, right? When you're breathing, when you're interacting, and that's when it's the hardest. And like he says, when it's hardest, it matters the most. And it's like you're interacting with your coworkers and they're pushing your emotional buttons, or something's trying to make you feel less. You're trying to judge yourself about something. You're trying to whatever. And it's like, this is the time. Like, this is why we do the work. It's not just, I'll just do my meditation later and fix it. This is the time to fix it, where it's uncomfortable, where, I'm embarrassed, or I'm whatever, I'm in public and I'm feeling anxious or judged, whatever. It's like, that's the time to really, find your heart, find your center, change your state, and rise above it. So that being said, I wish you the best, and let's keep this conversation moving to continue to change the world and human soul evolution. Peace.